Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 Water Well Trust Auction. Right? By the way, my studio audience needs a little work. We're going to try it one more time. My studio audience, by the way, is 3 people, but we're going to bring the energy. Welcome to the Water Well Trust Auction. All right, now we are ready to go. My name is Jason Alpert, and we welcome you to our virtual auction. For the first time, we're coming to you through this virtual format because we couldn't meet in person this year, as we have done for the past 12 years. We're coming to you through your computers, through your television screens, many of you through your phones, because all of the action, whether you're watching the program through your device, through your TV screen, through your tablet, all of your bidding and donating, everything is done on your phone. The silent auction, the live auction, we even have some opportunity drawings, which we'll tell you about in a moment. So all of those things can be done through your phone. Understand that we're going to be with you for about an hour. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to sell a lot of great items. You're going to win a lot of great items, and we're going to support an amazing cause that is the Water Well Trust. Now, there are 2 things that I want to make sure that you're very, very keen and aware of. The first one is one of my favorite sounds, and it sounds just like this. All right. So that is our bell, and that bell is going to ring throughout the program, not only to celebrate how well we are doing, but also to let you know when different parts of the auction are closing. So we'll let you know exactly how that bell is going to interact. I will also tell you that there is a chat feature as part of this bidding platform. What Qtego has done is they have put a chat button right underneath this video player that you're looking at the screen right here. We're going to need you to interact with us on the video player. I see Robin has written us a message, or at least put a picture up there. I love to see that. Buzz threw up a picture, says, Jerry, I can't see you. Text and email me, please. I see Aaron saying hello to some people, so please chat back and forth. Let us know that you're out there. We want to interact with you throughout the program, so don't be afraid to chat with us. That chat feature is going to be very important during one particular part of our program. So please make sure you know where that is. If you want to be part of a particular part of the program, which we'll get to in a moment, you'll want to know where that chat feature is. Now, remember, for those of you who in the past have paid a lot of money to get yourself to our annual conference and to our auction, whether it be through travel and hotel and airfare and food while you're there and accommodations and taxis and Ubers, you don't have to spend any of that as part of your travel this year. You're doing this, many of you, from the comfort of your own home or from your office, or maybe you've got your feet kicked up at the pool or on the golf course, wherever it may be. Think about that as you're bidding and donating. Please think about that and understand that those dollars that you may have spent on this event otherwise now can go directly towards the organization. So please keep that in mind. I will tell you that we're also going to give away some so-called door prizes, but let's be honest, there's not called door prizes because there's no doors that anyone had to go through to come to this event. But we're calling them door prizes because all you had to do to win this item, these 3 items, 3 times throughout the program, is be registered for the program. So if you're registered, you are entered into this. Each person who wins is going to get a $50 Visa gift card courtesy of the Water Systems Council. And our first winner is
Jason Garcia.
Jason Garcia. How about that, right? All right. So Jason, you've done absolutely nothing but sit here and watch us tonight, and you've won a $50 Visa gift card, so thank you so much for that. Now, we want to roll along with the program by introducing a gentleman who so many of you know so well. And you know him well because usually for 4 to 6 weeks leading up to this event, he is calling you and emailing you and text messaging you and sending you snail mail and sending up smoke signals, whatever it takes to get you involved in this event. He is the president of the Water Well Trust, and he will do everything in his power to make sure this organization is successful. So if you've heard from him nonstop for the past 4 to 6 weeks, you really are only going to have to hear from him one more time about this auction, except for those of you who are in the chat, because I can see he's chatting everybody up right now. But the only time you'll have to hear from him directly is right now as we check in with him. He is the president of the Water Well Trust, Buzz Mills. And Buzz, you ready for a good night tonight?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever live virtual Water Well Trust auction. We appreciate you attending this evening. And thank you all very much for your generous contributions to make this happen. You know, Jason was hired to run these trust auctions back in 2014. So this will be his 7th time running the Water Well Trust auction for us. In those previous 6 auctions that he's run, we've raised over $650,000. And that's from you, our Water Systems Council members, and those in attendance this evening. That does not include the contributions outside of this group or matching funds from government agencies like USDA. I also want to take a second to give a shout out to the Waterwell Trust Water Systems Council staff, in particular Aaron Kaufman, who over the past 10 weeks, as we've worked on putting this event together, I've had dozens, if not 100, communications with her, email, text, or phone calls or conference calls. And she has taken it upon herself prior to our weekly conference call to send me a text message 10 minutes before the start time to help me improve my attendance record on making the meeting on time or showing up at all. And thanks to her efforts, I can now proudly say that my attendance record is exemplary, or at the very least above average. Margaret Martins is celebrating her 10th year with us this year. Margaret was hired in 2010 to work primarily with the Waterwell Trust. And I think little did she know, or us even, when she was hired, that she would become the executive director a few years later in 2013, not just of the trust, but executive director of the Water Systems Council as well. Margaret grabbed the bull by the horns from day one. She realized and knew what our vision at Water Systems Council was for moving forward with working with government agencies to provide affordable, clean drinking water to Americans and American communities through the use of wells and water systems. And Margaret she had tackled it, and the trust became sort of the vehicle for getting this done and help a lot of Americans. I'm not going to steal any of Margaret's thunder, so I'm not going to get into that. But she's going to explain that here in a minute, everything we've done and where we're going in the future. Thank you all for attending this meeting and attending this event tonight. This is unprecedented. Thank you very much to the Water Systems Council staff, to Jason for all his help. He's done these virtual events before. To Jeff Moore, Jesse Richardson, who have been part of the Water Systems Council now for a very long time. And thank you, all of you, for attending this event and helping us out for this very just and worthy cause. With that, and without much more ado, I'm going to turn it over to our Executive Director, Margaret Martins. Margaret?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 12th Annual Waterwell Trust Auction. Normally, we would be together in Florida or Arizona, Texas, having a beautiful day on the golf course, a fun and exciting evening with the dinner and auction. But unfortunately, of course, that's not possible at this time. But we are not going to stop from hosting this auction because it happens to be the most important Waterwell Trust auction we've ever hosted. You ask why? $1 million is why. We have a $1 million opportunity, and this auction is what's going to make it happen. We have funding from USDA this year for $1 million, but in order to receive those funds, we had to pledge a 10% match. So that's why we are all here this evening, to get that 100,000, to get that $1 million. This is a huge milestone for the Waterwell Trust. Getting funding at this level has been a long-term goal, and it allows us to do many more projects throughout the United States that prove time and time again that wells and well systems are cost-effective, sustainable solution for drinking water here in America. When we first started the Waterwell Trust, certainly we wanted to help the millions of Americans who are living without access to water. But we also wanted to prove the point at both the federal, state, and local levels that wells and well systems are an answer, a solution for water needs. Tomorrow, during the Water Systems Council members meeting, you'll see a recording that we did of an interview with Senator Bozeman last week. And when I asked Senator Bozeman how to get EPA and people on the Hill to pay attention to the fact that wells and well systems are a good solution for drinking water, he said, tell the stories. Tell the stories of the people who have gotten water and the life-changing things that happens. So the trust is our answer with those stories. It is setting a foundation for future growth for our industry. So far, we've drilled 179 wells. We've raised at this auction $651,000 that has turned out to be $1.5 million that we've spent on that 179 wells. And when you think about it, that money all goes directly back to the industry. It goes to the well contractors who purchase their products from the distributors who purchase theirs from the manufacturers. Currently, we have 106 families on our wait list. This money will go a long way to help those families. We also have an additional 183 inquiries we're still vetting. Last week alone, we had 12 asks for help. So the work continues to grow, the demand continues to be there. To give you an idea of what it's like for a family to have lived without water and then to have received funding from the trust, let's watch a short video of the Knapp family in Arkansas.
Since we built the house, we didn't have no water and we didn't have access to water. The way our water is now is if you start using it, it'll come out halfway good for a little bit and then it turns into mud. It's a little frustrating going to the neighbor's house, but we're thankful they let us use their water.
When we go to our neighbor's house, we have to load up all the kids into the van. And
The water jugs.
the water jugs. Try to find the lids for the water jugs. Something I look forward to having clean water is getting to bathe my children every day. I'm excited to do laundry.
I'm excited for her to do laundry. She's had all kinds of nice clothes that she's had and of the kids that she really
I had just
likes.
bought some clothes for Caroline for our littlest, and I thought I can just do a small load real quick, and they all came out orange. I was so mad.
And there's sometimes that she's tried to attempt to take a shower real quick and she jump in there and, well, we gotta go somewhere and wash my hair because I just got my hair full of mud.
One time I was bleaching my hair and I went to go wash it out and it turned muddy. My hair was orange.
At the same time, we try to stay positive and we're thankful we have water because if we didn't have any kind of water coming in here, it'd be a lot harder. The Water Well Trust, whenever I talk to them, they're extremely helpful and they set me up with a list of well drillers I didn't even know was around here. But I would say to the people that's out there in a similar situation, contact the Water Well Trust. They are extremely helpful and there's nothing to be nervous about and they make you feel real comfortable and they are just real down to earth and there's no hidden anything, there's no fine print. Yeah, it's legit. We've been praying for clean water because it's a daily struggle and it's been an answer to our prayers. It's just gonna be a tremendous blessing.
We can't do what we do without your help. So as we go into the fundraising portion of tonight, please bid high and bid often and raise a glass to the Water Well Trust and the success we have tonight to raise the $100,000 we need. On to you, Jason.
All right, Margaret, thank you. And folks, we are joined by some of our Water Systems Council's members. I think they all have some glasses to raise too, right, as they're cheersing and toasting to the Water Well Trust auction this evening. So many of you have been to this event year after year after year, and now you're joining us virtually just like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check in with each one of you, kind of see how you're doing, and we certainly see Tammy Duggan joining us now. So Tammy, welcome to the party. We appreciate you coming in now. But let's go ahead and start with Wind and Ann Evans. You guys every year come in, not only enjoy the golf, not only enjoy the dinner and the auction. This year, you're doing it, I can't really tell the background behind you, but where are you or where are you pretending to be?
Thank you, Jason. Well, we're actually in Providence, Rhode Island, but our background is actually the Wigwam, where we should have been this year, and that's kind of a night view of the Wigwam and the bar area. But Ann and I are very thrilled to be part of this evening. It's a cause that's very near and dear to our hearts. We love coming out and enjoying the fall meeting and getting involved with the auction. Ann was kind of looking forward to this year, trying to make a 50-foot putt like she did last year. So, but we are actually looking forward to the live auction and can't wait. For all of you out there, it's a wonderful cause, and it would mean an awful lot to Ann and I if we could hit that $100,000 mark or actually exceed it like we did last year.
I love it. Thank you so much to the Evanses. But I will tell you, Wind, if during the program Ann wants to set up a 50-foot putt in your home, you get a video of it, you text it to me, and she makes it, I promise I'll find a way to get it in part of the program, okay?
Sounds good. We'll work on that.
I love that. I love that. All right.
Condos that long, but we'll try.
Let's go to Mark and Kathy Ball next. I know, again, every year they join us, and they're back with us virtually this year. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I am all right. You got some guests there with you, right? Are they big bidders?
Yeah, our dogs are ready to bid tonight. They're going to bid high and they're going to bid strong.
I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Well, what are some memories that you guys have of past auctions, and what are you looking forward to this year a little bit?
Well, we're looking forward to raising the most money we've ever raised. I think we'll do much more than $100,000. We do miss not coming out and seeing everybody and doing the golf outing. And that's a lot of fun, but we're going to do a lot of work tonight, and we're going to raise a lot of money.
All right, I love to hear. You know, Mark and Wind both said that we're going to raise so much more than $100,000. I love the positive thinking, but I don't know if that's putting pressure on me or on the people watching and the people bidding tonight. But please, get ready to get bidding, because we know we've got the items for you, and we want you to not only win the items, but also when it comes to our bid from the heart, we're going to ask you to donate from the bottom of your heart, and we'll talk to you about that in just a minute. Next, we'll go to Brian and Robin Irwin. Want to check in with you all and tell us where you are, and it looks like it's pretty early out there.
Yes, it's a little after 5. We're in Albuquerque, and we're looking forward to the auction. We love watching the banter back and forth between everybody, and especially when it's like Jerry and JJ that are raising up the prices on each other, and then to see who's finally going to cave. It's a lot of fun.
I love it. And I see in the chat box right now, is it Brian's birthday?
Yes.
He looks very excited that we just told everybody that.
Still celebrating them, huh?
Thank you.
I love it. Listen, in honor of your birthday, I'm giving your wife permission to spend thousands of dollars in the auction, okay?
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for that. All right, let's move on to Jerry and Tammy Duggan. Again, Jerry, every year you are a chief member of our team who makes sure that this is not only a profitable auction, but a fun auction. What do you have in store for tonight?
Well, thank you, Brian. We're here from Duxbury, Massachusetts, just south of Boston, and we're really excited to be here tonight. This is my wife, Tammy, which to many of you may be like kind of a myth, right? Like nobody's ever met. a lot of the people in the council have never met my wife. I think they thought that I was making her up, but she's actually a person. And it's really unfortunate because, you know, Wynn's had that picture in his background, and we were looking forward to being at the Wigwam. And now that we're kind of like empty nesters, we were really looking forward to coming out there. But you know, in the spirit of the auction, we're really excited about it. You know, there's one thing that I wanted to talk about, which was the golf tournament, which we missed today. And you know, some of us were involved in the board meeting today, and typically, you know, we would be here at the auction, and just about everybody has had at least one or two drinks, and hopefully a lot of drinks, and that really it really pushes the bidding a little bit. And Jason, earlier you said that I was good for banter, but I did want to say that, you know, last year, or actually every year, I don't think I've ever won the Water System Council golf tournament, but this was the year that my team was going to win it. And in the spirit of that, I'd like to say that, you know, typically we have a Calcutta, and you know, 50% of the winnings goes to the team that won the Calcutta. Because we don't have a Calcutta this year, Flexcon Industries is going to donate $2,000 to the trust. So we're going to start this thing off with an extra $2,000 into the trust. You know, absent the Calcutta.
I love it. I love it. Jerry, thank you so much. What a great way to kick things off, folks. And we will certainly make sure everyone knows exactly how to follow Jerry's lead there. But to the Evanses and the rest of the folks who have joined us, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the auction. Thank you so much.
Right. See you guys.
Folks, we have got a great program to roll along with here. And Jerry just mentioned the $2,000 that he's donating. Understand that throughout the program, at any time you want to make a donation that you feel so inclined, there is a donate button on your phones, right? So we're going to have a part of the program specifically where we talk you through exactly how to donate, where to donate, the types of donations you can make. But at any point you so feel inclined, please hit those buttons, make that donation, and we will make sure that we get those accounted for. Now, the silent auction is about to close. So all those items that you have been bidding on all week, you can now get ready to have your last few minutes. Let me explain exactly how this is going to work. I'm going to put a 3-minute counter on the closing of the silent auction. Now understand that through modern technology, it's wonderful that I'm coming into your living rooms and your offices now, but the words that are coming out of my mouth are not reaching everyone at home at exactly the same amount of time. It's called latency. And because of the latency, 3 minutes is not really 3 minutes. So when I put the 3-minute counter on the clock, don't set a stopwatch, don't even look at your watch. Understand that it's about 3 minutes. I encourage you to get those bids in. You can make a max bid and let the computer bid up for you. When we hear the bell will tell us when the silent auction is closed, but it is going to be in about 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and put the 3-minute counter on the clock right now. I will again let you all know when I hear the bell, we will let you know that it is officially closed. But you should be able to go in. All bidding is done on your phone. It's very, very simple. I've been watching some items throughout the program all night tonight, and I will tell you, the Visa gift cards, which always do well in this auction, they're getting jacked up, right? The $1,000 Visa gift card currently has a bid of $2,200. The $500 Visa gift card has a bid of $950. So listen, for your donation, for your winning bid, you're going to get cash back, right? So you certainly can consider going in and bidding on those items as well. We have got as stacked an auction this year as ever, whether it be the live or the silent items. And we'll talk you through the live auction items in a moment. But all of the items came donated from members of our supporting group. Not only the supporters of the Waterwell Trust, but also the Water Systems Council. And there you see many of their names and company representation of all the groups who donated to our auction this year. That is going to help us raise that $100,000, which ultimately will help us raise $1 million and get that $1 million grant. You see on there, for the first time ever, we actually have 3 people this year who donated from their personal stash, their personal collection, their personal pocket. Alex Rodriguez and Buzz Mills and Jeff Moore. Last year it was 2, this year's is 3. We encourage you year after year, if it's not your company and you have something you would like to donate, an item you want donated to the auction, feel free to do it. So please bid on those items. And thank you to all of our organizations who have donated and companies who have donated to this auction. Now, as we continue to wait for that bell to sound, for that 3 minutes to be up, I want to highlight some of the silent auction items. We talked about those Visa gift cards. I'm watching those to see how much those are going to go up. Remember, all bidding is done on your phone, so put those bids in now while you still can. I'll tell you, there was the Clark Griswold jersey that we had in the auction last year. And last year's jersey, on the front of it, it looked like a Blackhawks jersey on the back. On the front of it, it actually had a picture of Clark Griswold with a Santa cap on. Well, Buzz Mills, the donator of this piece, he said, you know what, I want to make it a little more authentic. So he went out and got a actual Chicago Blackhawks jersey with Griswold on the back. And that's in our silent auction right now. The current bid on that is $400. So if you're bidding on that, continue to bid and get it up higher, $425, $450, $475. We also have a beautiful pair of earrings, our David Yurman earrings, retail value $1,500. Currently the bid on that just at $800. So you can go in and you can put in those bids as well. They are diamonds, they are gold, and again, all bidding is done on your phone. It is a $1,500 value. Right now the earring is just at $800. I'm going to do the math for you. That's $400 per ear. Right? So you know exactly what that's going to be. I'll look up a few other ones here and let you know that we're watching those Visa gift cards. We're watching the Griswold jersey. We're watching the earrings. We've got a wine tasting. Oh, there it is. All right. So I'm not going to tell you about the wine tasting anymore because that means that the silent auction is closed. I will tell you that if you want an item, you will receive a text from Qtago, which is the mobile bidding platform that you're watching this program on and bidding and donating on. You'll receive a text letting you know and making sure that you understand all the processes of how you get your item, pay for your item, and so on and so forth. So the silent auction is now closed. It's now time for the live auction. Now you're thinking to yourself, how are we doing a live auction? We're virtual, right? Well, the live auction is kind of like a silent auction on steroids. The difference being, unlike the silent auction that all closed at the same time, our live auction, we've got each item is going to close individually. So I will call out each live auction item. You'll see right now, while some of you have been bidding on some of the live auction items, for the past few minutes you haven't been able to because we've cut off the bidding on those until we bring up each one. As I call up each item, that item will appear on your phone. I will be able to look at the screen here in front of me. I will acknowledge my top bidder. I will call out the people who are the underbidders and try to get them to come back and bid again. And then what will happen? When it's time to close out that item, I will put a 30-second final countdown on that individual item. When I say there's 30 seconds left, our mobile bidding partner, Qtego, will put a 30-second counter on your clock. It'll show up right on your screen, and you will know how to get that final bid in. I will remind you once again that please don't trust your Wi-Fi or your cell phone signal. If you want to wait till that absolute last second, if it doesn't go through as quickly as you want it to, we can't do much about that, right? So please get those bids in as early as you can, bid up as high as you can to support the Waterwell Trust. So what I will tell you is our first live auction item is a drawing. As much as we called it a live auction item, it's also a drawing. And the plan was to try to sell 16 Water Systems Council shirts. We've got these beautiful Nike golf shirts, and Flowmatic donated 16 of them to the event tonight and said, we want you to do something with this. So the plan was to sell all 16 of them for $200 each. After we sold all 16 of them, and we just opened this up a little while ago, but after we sold all 16 of them, we would pick one person at random of those 16 to win a $1,000 Visa gift card, right? So the plan was for me right now to come out and say, hey, we have X amount of t-shirts left, X amount of collared shirts left, X amount of Nike golf shirts left, and try to sell the rest. Well, as good Waterwell Trust servants as you all are, you sold them out before I even had a chance to do it. So all 16 shirts have already been sold, which means all 16 chances have already been offered up. Now we just had to randomly pick one for someone to win $1,000. So I'm going to ask Qtego to call out a name. Michael Pimentel is a $1,000 winner, right? How about that? All you did, Michael, is win $1,000 for your $200 donation. Now, I will also tell you that the rest of the items, I can't see that. Can you make that bigger for me? I got you. Okay, we'll get back to that. So that is our first so-called live auction item, but really it was a drawing. It is a game. So let's move on to our next true live auction item. This one is what many call a Wellen original. Jeff Wellen continues to make amazing products to donate to this auction, donate to this event. Now, this item is going to show up on your phone. The beauty of the Qtego platform is that it is going to be there, and it is a thing that you will be able to bid on right now. But I will tell you, as much as I would love to tell you about it, we're going to invite Jeff Wellen in to tell us a little bit more about this amazing liquor cabinet that he has designed and built. It's not only the wines and the liquor he's going to tell you about, there's a cutting board in there that he'll tell you about, and there's also a weapon. Okay, maybe it's not a weapon, but Jeff's going to tell you what else is included there. Jeff?
Hi, Jeff Wellen here. Just a little about the cabinet we made. Your very own branding iron for branding your steaks or other people you don't like. Inside, we have top shelf Hudson Baby Bourbon, shot glasses and regular glasses. On the bottom shelf, we have Evan Williams Eggnog, Sandyman Wine, and Robert Mondavi Rubbo.
All right, he's put it all together there for you, folks. I will tell you, the solid wood liquor cabinet made from sources of lumber from state forest with the burnt timber finish gives it an amazing look. The cutting boards, the beverage glasses, all included. Now, we open up the bid on that at $300, and Jody McKinley got in. Robin Irwin came back at $400. Carol Dwyer came in at $500. Buzz Mills came in at $600, and Carol Dwyer came back at $700. My top bidder right now is at $700. I need to see who's going to come back at $800 and outbid our top bidder there, Carol. We do have an $800 bidder, Mark Durham. Who's going to outbid Mark Durham? Mark Durham is getting started early. He's always a huge donor in our live auctions for the Waterwell Trust. So Mark Durham is at $800. Is Carol going to come back one more time, or Buzz, or Robin? You were in again there. I'm going to look at this screen up here that I have over here on my left. We're going to see if anybody gets in. Carol Dwyer's back in at $900. I now need somebody at $1,000. Can I get Mark Durham or anybody else to $1,000? Buzz Mills is at $1,000. Can I get somebody to go $1,100? Is there a $1,100 donor out there anywhere? We're going to put that 30-second counter on there. We got a $1,500 bid by Mark Durham. Let's get that bell going right now, right? That's a big deal, right? I love to see that. We had a $1,500 bid, $1,600 from Carol Dwyer. Anybody want to go $1,700 or more? I need a $1,700 bid to keep this one going. Does anybody want in at $1,700? Mark Durham was in at $1,500. I think he thought he was going to scare everybody away. Get in at $1,500, he did. Carol Dwyer at $16. Mark Durham's in at $17. Who's going to come back at $18? Is there an $1,800 bidder out there before we close this one out? As I mentioned, when I put that 30-second counter on the clock, it's going to show up on your phone, and you'll know that's your last few seconds to bid. So we got a $1,700 bid for Mark Durham. Is there anybody at $1,800 before we close this one out? I got $1,700. I'm looking for Carol to come back or Buzz to come back one more time. Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the clock. I'm watching the screens up here to see who's going to outbid Mark Durham one time here. I need an $1,800 bid or above. Anybody want to go one time before we close it out? The 30-second counter is going to show up on your screens if it hasn't already. We're going to see who's going to outbid Mark before it's closed out. Anybody want in? We're looking here one more time. Anybody want to go? I'm looking for an $1,800 bidder on the liquor cabinet, the Well-In Original. It comes with the glasses, the branding iron. It comes with the liquor. It comes with the cutting board. It comes with the Water Systems Council logos across the top. We got just a few more moments left in this auction lot. When it says closed, it is closed, and I will let you know who our winner is. I need an $1,800 bidder out there. Does anybody want to go $1,800 before we're all done? Who's going to get it in under the radar? Anybody want to go one time? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to refresh the screen one time. We have a $1,700 winning bid from Mark Durham, sold, and thank you, from the Waterwell Trust. That is a great way to kick off our live auction. Our next auction package, item number 203, is the Traeger Ironwood Series 885 Pellet Grill. We've got three beautiful ladies here with me in the studio, but I think for all the men out there who just love grilling, and the women who love grilling as well, if I can get everyone in the studio just to give me an ooh. All right, I got you. They're trying, folks. The Traeger Ironwood Series 885 Pellet Grill. Understand that you control the grill using your app. It's going to come with 1,600 recipes. Super smoke mode. You can just smell the super smoke mode, can't you? The built-in meat probe, the pellet sensor, so you don't even have to check to know when the pellets are low. It will alert you, it will tell you. But I will tell you, as beautiful as that machine looks from the outside, I want you to see what it looks like on the inside with food on it, right? I mean, you look at that, you see the meat, you see the steaks, you see the chicken, you see the fish, you see the veggies. It is all in this grill. The Traeger Ironwood Series 885 Pellet Grill. I think we had a bid at $1,300 from Buzz Mills. Stacy Hardwicki got in at $1,400. Then Stacy bid against herself at $1,500. We love you, Stacy. Thank you. Dan Story got in at $1,600. So Dan Story is currently my top bidder at $1,500. We got a new $2,000 bill from Jody McKinley is in at $2,000. When one pops up like that, Val, you ring that bell and you let me know. I love to see it, right? And Autumn, can we make that screen any bigger a little bit for me to see? So right now, Jody McKinley is my top donor at $2,000. I now need somebody to get in at $2,100 for this grill. Is there a $2,100 bidder out there? This is auction lot number 203. It should be on your phone. I need a $2,100 bid before we close this one out. $2,100, Jody McKinley may have scared everyone off. Anybody else want in at $2,100? Dan Story, you were in at $1,600. Don't be all done already, right? You look at those steaks on that grill right there and just, there it is. Dan Story's back at $2,100. You can just breathe it in and smell the smoker. I love to see it. Now, Jody, are you going to come back one time at $2,200? We're about to find out because I'm going to put the 30-second counter on the clock right now. So you're going to see that clock pop up on your phone any moment, and you're going to see who's going to get in and who's going to win this item. So now I need to see who's going to go, who's going to get in at $2,200. Is there a now we got it. Jody's back in at $2,200. Dan, you going to come back at $23? Is there a $23 $2,300 bidder, whether it be Dan Story or anybody else who was an earlier bidder in our auction. We're now at $2,200 from Jody McKinley. I now need somebody at $2,300 before we close it out. Is there a $2,300 donor anywhere? Who's in at $2,300 before it's closed out? Dan Story is in at $2,300. He's back. Jody, get in under the radar before it's all gone. Is it at $2,400 before it's closed? I'm waiting to see if the screen says $2,400, and then we will wipe it out. $2,400 or above. Who's going to win it? Is there a donor at $2,400? Who's going to win it? Jody McKinley is back at $2,400. Dan and Jody. Who's it going to be? Jody and Dan. $2,400 is Jody McKinley. Anybody else before this one's closed? This item is now closed with a $2,400 bid. It is sold to Jody McKinley. Thank you from the Water Well Trust. All right, let's move on to our next live auction item. This one is another original, another handmade piece by one of the supporters of the Water Well Trust. Glenn Jander Noah has donated this to this auction. Valley Farm Supply has always supported this auction so much throughout the years, and he's done it again. And what I will tell you is, I could tell you it's a steam pump lamp. And I will tell you the still photo doesn't do it as much justice as us giving you a video view of this item. So let's go ahead and show you the video as we take a quick spin around the lamp. It will be a perfect addition to your home office, to your actual office. It comes with a power outlet on the side of the lamp that you have right there. And we rotate all the way around the back of it, folks, and it is just unique. But more than anything, Glenn has got his hands and fingerprints all over this piece. The current bid is at $500. We opened it up at $200, and Carol Dwyer got in at $2. Mark Durham got in at $3. Buzz Mills got in at $4. Jerry Duggan is in at $6. I feel like Jerry had a itchy trigger finger there, right? He was ready to bid. We got through 2 whole items without him buying one or bidding on one. But now we got Jerry Duggan's my top bidder at $600. Who's going to come back at $7? Is there a $700 bidder out there? Anybody want to go $700? Who's going to outbid Jerry Duggan? Who's in one time? There it is. Jeffrey Williams is a $700 bidder, a new player in the game. So Mark Durham was in at $5. Jerry Duggan got in at $6. Buzz Mills, I think, was in around $4 somewhere. Jeff Williams in at $700. Is there an $800 bidder anywhere? Mark Durham is an $800 bidder. Thank you, Mark, one time there. I'm looking at the camera here, but I got to look at this screen over here, too. A $900 bid from Jerry Duggan. Who's going to go $1,000? I will tell you, if you go $1,000, your accountant will thank me. It's a nice round even number, right? We got it now, $1,000 from Mark Durham. Who's going to go $1,100? Is there a $1,100 bidder or higher? Who's going to go $1,100 for the Water Well Trust? Remember, every dollar we get is going to get us closer to that $100,000, and that $100,000 gets us the million, that grant that we're trying to get by raising. There it is, Buzz Mills at $1,100. Who's going to go $12? Is there a $1,200 bidder out there one time? I now need somebody at $1,200. We're going to put that 30-second counter on the clock any moment now. When we put it on there, you only have a finite. Jeff Williams in at $1,200. Who's going to go $13? Is there a $1,300 bidder? Anybody want to go one time? Anybody want in? Anybody want to go? Who's going to go one time? We still have that $1,300 bid from Mark Durham as our top bid at $13. I need somebody at $1,400. Is there a $1,400 bidder anywhere? We're going to put that 30-second counter on there as soon as I look over one more time and see if anybody else has bid $1,400 before we do that. Is there a $1,400 bidder for this beautiful steam pump lamp from Glenn Jander Noah? Anybody else at $14? Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the clock. I need a $1,400 bidder to keep this auction going. If not, Mark Durham will close it out at $1,300. I have a feeling that there might be a $1,400 bid coming, and I think Jeff Williams or Jerry Duggan may be the ones to do it. They're waiting to see that clock show up on their screen. They're waiting to get that bid in. I got a $1,300 bid, but now I need $1,400 before this one's all closed out. We're waiting to see that clock pop up on your screen. It's now on mine, so it should be on yours as well. Just a few seconds left in this live auction lot. Mark Durham's currently my top bidder at $1,300. Anybody want to go? $1,400 from Jeff Williams. There we got $1,400. Who's going to go $15? Are you going to come back one time, Mark Durham, and steal it out from under him at $1,500? Is there a $1,500 donor? We got it. Mark Durham's at $15. Anybody want to go $16? Just a few moments left in this auction. Who's going to go $1,600 before it's closed? Anybody in at $1,600? We're going to look down here one more time. No, we are closing it out at $1,500 for Mark Durham. We are sold. Thank you from the Water Well Trust. All right, we will move on to our next live auction lot. This live auction lot is, listen, it's 2020, and what do? We have virtual auction items. This is a virtual gourmet cooking class for 10 people, which means you will be on a video call with a Michelin restaurant chef. We are going to make sure that you have everything you need for this cooking class, which is why we've included a $200 Amazon gift card. All of this comes courtesy of our friends at Grundfos. What they have done, once again, is put this interactive group video together with a Michelin chef from at your table. You're going to be able to prepare some meals that sound like this. Pork tenderloin with palm puree, glazed carrots, and red wine sauce. Moroccan chicken breast with Israeli couscous, cherry tomatoes, parsley, and garlic. Ricotta, gnocchi, and pancetta tomato sauce. Roasted salmon, summer risotto, and sauteed asparagus. You notice how I kind of quiet my voice a little when I talk about food like that? It's awesome. But whatever it is, you're going to have the opportunity to have this one-on-one or 10-on-1 interaction with a 5-star chef. You're not only going to have that gourmet cooking class for 10 people, which means you can have 10 people in your home. You can have other people on the Zoom line with you. It comes with that $200 Amazon gift card. You want to get the food, you want to get the pots, the pans, the equipment, whatever you need, you can use that Amazon gift card to go towards that. So it is a virtual gourmet cooking class for 10 people. The $200 Amazon gift card, this comes to us courtesy of Grundfos. We had a donor. We started Richard Mest at $400. Dan Story came in at $500. Jody McKinley at $600. Michael Pimentel, how about this? He wins $1,000 earlier. He says, you know what, I can spend some of that now on the auction. He's a $700 bidder. Michael, thank you for that. Mark Heflin bidding for the first time tonight. He's an $800 bidder. So we're at $800. Dan Story is in at $900. By the way, Dan Story with Grundfos, the donor of this item. We'll take it. Dan, thank you so much. I now need a $1,000 donor. Is there a $1,000 donor out there? We're going to wrap this one up. I've talked about it. You can smell the food coming off that page, right? You're going to work with a top chef to prepare it. Understand, this can be a team building experience. This can be a party. This can be a team building experience. It is a party, whatever it may be. You can have multiple people and multiple views. We got a $1,000 bid from David Rutz. Thank you, David. We're at 1,000. Can we get somebody to go 1,100? Remember, you don't have to bid in $100 increments. If you want to bid higher, there is a max bid place for you to put it in. Is there a $1,100 bidder out there anywhere? Anybody want to go 1,100? Yes, 1,100 from Dan Story. I need somebody to go 12. Is there a $1,200 bidder anywhere? Anybody want to go $1,200 before we put the counter on? As soon as we do, it's going to be closed. We're going to put the counter on. It's going to say 30 seconds, and it's going to count it down. Anybody else before we put the counter on? We're at $1,100. I now need somebody to go 12 before we start wrapping this one up. Is Dave going to come back at 1,200? Is Mark Heflin going to come back at 1,200? Is Michael Pimentel going to come back at 1,200? Anyone? Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the clock. I now need $1,200 before it's closed out. The 30-second counter has started, which means that it's going to show up on your phone if it hasn't already. I'm going to check my phone. I'm looking for a $1,200 donor out there one time. You see Dan Story is currently my top bidder at $1,100. Is there a $1,200 bidder? Yes, David Rutz is in at $1,200. Who's going to go 13? Is there a $1,300 bidder one time? We got $1,200 for this package. I now need $1,300 before this one's all closed. We are waiting to see this screen here say close, and as soon as it does, we got it. Dan Story is back at 13. Who's going to go 1,400? Is there a $1,400 donor out there? Anybody want to go 1,400? $1,400, and you're going to get the gourmet cooking class, the Michelin chef. I'll read the ingredients again of the food you're going to get. The pork tenderloin, the Moroccan chicken. You get to choose the menu. Put your gift card towards that. I now need somebody at 1,400 before this one's all wrapped up. David Rutz, do you have one more in you at 1,400? You do not. We have a $1,300 sale by Dan Story. Sold, thank you, from the Water Well Trust. Let's move on to our next live auction package. Now, this is a unique one. I mentioned earlier on in the program how you have to know how to use your chat feature. For this auction item, the only way to donate on this auction item is through the chat feature. The chat button is located right under the video screen that many of you are watching this program on this evening. So if you're on your phone, right underneath the video box where you're watching, or on your iPad, your tablet, your laptop, your smart TV, however you're watching it, right underneath the video player, there should be a button that says chat. If you click that chat button, you will be able to chat with us. As I call out exactly how to bid on this item, you're going to bid in the chat. We've got everyone's name, so we'll know who's donating, but here's how it's going to work. This is the Water Systems Council Staff Getaway Package. And the Milby Company has decided to put this package together again this year to do two things. Number one, to raise $10,000 for the Water Well Trust. And number two, to reward the Water Systems Council staff and Jesse for all the hard work they do throughout the year and certainly leading up to this event. So what the Milby Company is asked to do is to take donations from you all through our chat feature. When you put a dollar amount in our chat feature, in our chat window, we are going to apply it to your account. We'll take care of that here in the studio. We're going to try to raise $10,000. And when we hit that $10,000 mark, then not only will the Water Systems Council staff and Jesse get their gift cards, but we will have raised $10,000 for the Water Well Trust. So, are you ready? I know you can't answer me, but are you ready? We're about to find out. So, here's how it'll work. Are there any $1,000 donors who are willing to kick off this auction lot? What do we got? Somebody's getting a little bit early. That's Mark Durham. All right. So we'll take, Mark Durham is in at 500. Is that, what is that? Mark H. Mark H is in at 1,000. So we're going to do our best to keep our math here. Let's see, to keep the numbers easy for me. Let's go $1,000 at a time right now. But Mark Durham, we certainly appreciate it. So we have 1,500 so far. I now need to see if there are other $1,000 donors out there. We have one at 1,000. Are there any other $1,000 donors? Dan Story is in at $1,000. Thank you, Dan. Is there a third donor at $1,000? I now need somebody at $1,000. I keep watching this chat window to see who's in there. Who's going to go one time? I now need another $1,000 donor. I feel like in years past we've had $4,000 or $5,000 donors. Let's see if we can get one or two more before we move on to this part. Anyone else? I had Dan Story in at 1,000. Can you make it a little bit bigger for me? Can you? Yeah? David Rutz is in at $1,000. Thank you so much. So now we have 3 at 1,000 plus 1 at 500. Do I have another one? Got to blow that up for me one more time. Mark Durham is in at another 500. So I'm guessing what Mark did with there, he gave us 500 before, he's given 500 more for a total of 1,000. So Mark, thank you so much for that. So Valley, is that 5 at 1,000? We're at 4,000 total. Is there one more at $1,000 before we move on to the next level? I want to see if there's any more at $1,000. You're a $1,000 donor. We got to get to that $10,000 number, and I want to see if we can get halfway there at the $1,000 level. Is there another $1,000 donor out there for this Milby Company package? It's a $10,000 donation if we raise it. I'm going to look at the screen one more time before we move on. Anybody else at 1,000? All right. We're going to move on to the next level, because what the Milby Company did is they put together, we got another one there. Does that say? Shelly is in at $1,000. Thank you so much for that. So now we're at 5,000, correct? We're halfway there at 5,000. Let's see if we can get any more at 1,000 or at the next level down. The next level down is $750. Are there $750 donors to apply to this package? Remember, as soon as you put that dollar amount in our chat room, we're going to apply it to your account here. Is there another $750 donor or any $750 donors? The last 3 donors we had were David Rutz, Mark Durham, and Shelly H. So thank you so much to all 3 of you. Anyone at $750? Whether it be at $750 or how about $500? Mark Durham gave $500 a moment ago, but then he came back with another $500, and ultimately his was a total of $1,000. Anyone at $500? We need to make $5,000 more dollars. We got $750 from Jerry Duggan. Thank you so much for that one right there, Jerry. We now are at $5,750. These 750s will make me a little harder on the math, but I can handle it. Anyone else? We got JJ Trockley is in at $750. JJ, thank you so much. By the way, JJ, your name shows up as JJT. I love it. We'll take that, whatever it is, right? So we are now at, so give me the 500 from Robin I. We got Kieran at, see Kieran, you're going to play that game with me? Kieran's at $750. Stephen A is at $500. So Valley, where are we at now? We're at $8,250. That means we're $1,750 away from our goal. We have to get to $10,000 to get these rewards for our staff. So many people know and love Robin and Charlene and Aaron and Jesse and the whole crew. So thank you. Margaret's going to get it. Is Stephen A is a new one there. Stephen A at $500. We'll add that one to it. We're at about $8,700, which means we're about $1,200 away. What I can do is I can get somebody to give $1,200 right now and get us to $10,000, and we'll move on to the next auction lot, or we'll do it 500 at a time, 750 at a time, or even 250 at a time. Are there $250 donors out there? Who's going to donate $250 to support this, to sponsor this Water Systems Council staff getaway package? So I think that Mark B is a new one, right? That's a $500 donation from Mark B. We're now about $800 away. Am I correct, Valley? We're $750 away. I like how you didn't count that $1 donation that they made earlier. I'm okay with that. So we're $750 away. Is there anybody who will give us $750 or 3 people at $250? We have to get to $10,000 before we move on. Currently, we're at $9,250. Is there anyone else at $750 or less or more at this point? We now need somebody at $750 or $500 or $250, or I'll take 7 people at $100. So Autumn, can you scroll up a little bit there so I can see any new ones that are coming in at the bottom? We have a JJ Trockley has just given 250 more, which means we're 500 away. I'll take 5 at 100. I'll take 2 at 250. I'll take 1 at 100. Is there anyone else before we're able to wrap this one up? And quite frankly, we're not going to wrap this one up. We're going to work this and get $500 more dollars, whether it's $50 or $25. Again, I'll ask for 500 more, but we're going to see if we can get $500 more dollars. We're at $9,500. We now need $500 more dollars. And I will tell you, I'll work that $1 that was the extra donation earlier. So we need $4.99 more. I just saw a new donation come in. Let's see who this one is down here at the bottom. Jim Dwyer, we got a couple there. Scroll up a little bit. So Jim Dwyer didn't put a dollar amount, which means it doesn't count. Robin S. gave 100. Let's account for that one. And then scroll up just a little bit more there. And there's Jim Dwyer's $750 donation. So Valley, what's our total? What we just did there is not only raise $10,350, but we also rewarded the Water Systems Council staff. Thank you to Milby Company. And how about a round of applause for all of our donors and, of course, for Milby Company, right? That's awesome. All right, let's move on to our next live auction item, a little bit more true live auction item. This is a golf getaway. You're going to go to Sedona. Ah, Sedona, the beautiful weather, right? This is a 6-day, 5-night Sedona golf experience for 2. Now, 2 organizations have gotten together to put together this package. Gaikon is providing the accommodations, the 2 rounds of golf, and understand that this offer does not expire for 3 years. You have plenty of time to use it. I will also then tell you that Gould's came along, and Gould said, you know what? We're going to throw a $500 gift card in there so you can put it towards anything that you want. You want to include some airfare, you want to include some meals, you want to include some extra golf, whatever it may be. You are going to stay at the Ridge on Sedona, which is a golf resort. You are going to play at the Ridge on Sedona Golf Resort. You're going to be staying in a 1-bedroom resort condo. You're going to have 2 rounds of golf with cart. It's not going to expire for 3 years, and you have that $500 Visa gift card to go towards that. So we currently have a $1,250 top donation. That's coming from Jerry Duggan right now. These are $250 increments. Mark Heflin opened up the bidding at $1,000. Jerry Duggan got in at $1,250. I need a $1,500 bidder before we wrap this one up. This one's got some slow bidding early on, but I have a feeling that once we get it started, we're going to get it going. Here we go. Michael Pimentel is in at $1,500. Who's going to go $1,750? Is Mark or Jerry going to come back at $1,750? $1,750. I need somebody to go $1,750. We got it. Jerry Duggan's in at $1,750. $2,000 now. Michael, you're going to go $2,000. Remember, it's only like $1,000 for you because you won $1,000 earlier. I now need a $2,000 bidder on this package. Who's going to go? Who's going to go $2,000? I will tell you that in high season, this package is worth more than $3,500. Who's going to go even $2,000 on this package? Doesn't expire for 3 years. No blackout dates. You choose when you want to go. Is there a $2,000 bidder out there? Remember, it comes with a $500 Visa gift card. So right now, you're only in for about $1,250 for the amazing accommodations for 6 days and 5 nights and the 2 rounds of golf. I got a $2,000 bid there from David Rutz. Thank you, David, at $2,000. Who's going to go $2,250? Is there a donor at $2,250? Who's going to go? Is Jerry going to come back one more time? Is Michael going to come back? Is Mark Heflin, who started us off at $1,000, is he going to jump in at $2,250? So here's what we'll do. I talked about that 30-second counter. We're about to put it on the clock. When we put the clock on your screen, you will only have 30 seconds left to donate. This is item 207. It is 6 days, 5 nights in Sedona. It is the Visa gift card. It is the 1-bedroom resort condo. It is 2 rounds of golf for 2. Jerry Duggan's in at $2,250. I need somebody at $2,500. So here's what we'll do. As I wait for that $2,500 bid to come in, we're going to go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the screen, and we're going to see if Dave Rutz is going to come back at $2,500, or is Michael Pimentel going to come in at $2,500. I need one more bid at $2,500. I have a feeling that $2,500 wins this package. Who's going to go ahead and hit that button and make that submit my bid? They even have the $2,500 built in already on your screen, right? So all you have to do is submit my bid, and you are in, and you are going to Sedona. It doesn't expire for 3 years. You got it right there. Mark Durham's in at $2,500. He's trying to get in before the last second clicks off. So who's going to let Mark Durham win? Is Jerry going to let him win? Is Dave going to let him win? Or is somebody going to come in at $2,750 before this one's all wrapped up? I now need a bidder at $2,750. We're waiting for that counter to come on the screen. Any moment now, it's going to close. I see it on my screen now. Who's going to get in at $2,750 before the screen says sold? Is there anybody at $2,750, or are we all done at $2,500? Anybody in? We are closed. So here's what we're going to do. We're refreshing the screen again, and I see at $2,500, our winner is Mark Durham. Sold. Thank you from Waterwell Trust. All right. We have got 4 more, excuse me, 4 more live auction items. The next live auction item that we will get to is a beautiful pair of earrings. These are 14 karat white gold diamond and pearl dangle earrings. The micro pave setting with mill grain detail make them quite the stunning show-off pieces. We opened the bid on this at $1,000 a little while ago. I will tell you that the retail value on these earrings is $2,400. They come to us courtesy of Wholesale Pump and Supply. We had a $1,000 bid on them already. I now need somebody to get in at $1,250. Is there a $1,250 bidder for a $2,400 pair of diamond earrings? We're at $1,000. I now need somebody to go $1,250. Buzz Mills got in at $1,000. And folks, I will tell you, I'm not bashful or afraid to mention that Buzz Mills is our top donor, because I'll tell you, I know there's a lot of people out there who want to outbid Buzz, just like Jerry Duggan has just did. He's in at $1,250, and it probably helps that Jerry's wife is sitting right next to him, right? So Jerry, your wife exists. We now know it. We now know these earrings are for her. So who's going to get Jerry to buy these earrings? Right now we're at $1,250. I now need a $1,500 bid. We got a $1,500 bid from Buzz Mills. Who's going to go $1,750? Is there a $1,750 bidder out there? Anybody want to go? Who's going to go $1,750? It's Buzz. It's Jerry. It's Buzz. One time at $1,750. We're going to put the counter on this kind of quickly. Anybody want in before we close this one out? Once again, this comes to us courtesy of Wholesale Pump and Supply. It is almost $2,500 in value. I need somebody at $1,750 or more, however much you want to put in. Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on these items right here. The 14 karat white gold diamond and pearl dangle earrings, the micro pave setting, the mill grain detail. Jerry Duggan's in at $1,750. Who's going to go $2,000? Anybody want to go $2,000? Anybody want to go one time? Anybody want in at $2,000? Who's going to go one time? It's Buzz or it's Jerry. They're the only two people bidding so far. I have a feeling there may be other people out there with their finger on their button who might want to stick it to Jerry or Buzz. Maybe I'll say Jerry and Buzz, and here we go, they're just ready. I see the countdown clock on my screen. I'm waiting to see how quickly somebody's going to get in at $2,000. Is there a $2,000 bidder out there? Who's going to go $2,000 one time? Anybody in at $2,000? Who's going to go? Is there a $2,000 bidder out there? Who's going to hit that button? It's already ready for you. The number's already put in the field. All you have to do is hit submit my bid. We got it. Buzz Mills is at $2,000. Who's going to go $2,250? Jerry, you're going to come back real quick before it's closed. $2,250 one time before it's all done. It is closed. We are sold at $2,000 to Buzz Mills. Thank you from the Waterwell Trust. Now we are rolling along. Our earrings are done. We've got 3 more live auction items. This next live auction item is what everyone is wanting these days. Many of us are stuck at home, and what are we doing when we're at home? We're drinking wine. No, I'm kidding. We're exercising. That's what we're doing. How do you exercise? You get on the newest craze. It is a Peloton bike. This comes to us courtesy of Grundfos as well. And I will tell you that the Peloton craze is real, and I think it's long-term, because they also have access to the classes that you will be taking while you're riding your bike. It's the most immersive indoor cycling experience, streaming daily live classes from the New York City studio directly into your home. You'll have 24-hour access to studio cycling classes available to your entire household. Again, it comes to us from Grundfos. We opened up the bidding on this at $1,500. Was that the opening bid on $1,500? Yes, we opened it up at $1,500, Jody McKinley. Dan Story came back at $16. Jody was in at $17. Dan was in at $18. Jody's in at $19. So it's the Jody and Dan show going on right now, right? We're going to see if there's a $2,000 bidder out or anywhere out there. We have a $1,900 bidder from Jody. I now need someone to go $2,000 before it's all closed out. Again, courtesy of Grundfos, this donation is a Peloton bike. It is the newest craze, the most convenient and immersive indoor cycling experience. We got a $2,000 bid from David Rutz. Jody McKinley has come back at $2,100. Jody ain't messing around. She was in at $1,500, $1,700, $1,900. She was in at $2,100. Who's going to have her go $2,300? Because if you go $2,200, you've probably just made another $200 for Waterwell Trust. Mark, is that Mark Ball? Mark Ball is in at $2,200. Thank you, Mark. You're in at $2,200. Who's going to go $2,300? Is there a $2,300 bidder out there anywhere? Who's going to go $2,000? We got it, Mark. Mark, you're my new favorite bidder, my friend. Thank you. You're bidding against yourself. That's awesome. $2,300 from Mark Bell. Who's going to go $2,400? Anybody want to go $2,400? Jody, are you going to come back one more time? We had Jody at $2,200. We had Dave Rutz at $2,000. Mark Ball is my $2,200 and $2,300 bidder. I now need somebody at $2,400 before we close it out. We're going to refresh one more time and see if anybody else is in. Nobody else is in. Right now we're at 2,300. I will also tell you that the waiting time for Peloton bikes, in essence, is sometimes 3, 4, 5 months people are waiting for them. This one will be delivered around the first of the year. So you have less than about 2 months to wait for it. So again, it's an awesome opportunity. Mark Ball is currently my top bidder. Let's go ahead and put the 30-second counter on the clock. Mark Ball's in at 2,300. Who's going to slide in under the gun with a $2,400 bid or higher? I'm looking at my screen here to see when that donation comes on. Anybody want in at $2,400? I'm waiting to see if the clock comes on. As soon as it comes on, you'll know that you only have that many seconds left to bid. The Peloton bike, courtesy of Grundfos. Now's the time. If you want in, not only because you want the exercise and the experience, but you want to support the Waterwell Trust, all you got to do is hit submit my bid, and you're in at 2,400. A few seconds left in this auction. As soon as I see that word closed up there, I will announce that it's closed and no more bids will be allowed to come in. We got a $2,400 bid from Michael Kennedy. He's in at 24. Mark, don't let him do that to you at the last minute. Get in at 2,500. Or Jody, come back. We need $300 more from you. Is there a $2,500 bidder out there? We're watching the clock to see when it is closed. Is there a $2,500 bid before we're all done? There is not. Michael Kennedy comes in a single bidder, but it doesn't matter. He's the high bidder. We are sold at $2,400. Thank you from the Waterwell Trust. All right, we will move on to our next live auction item. The penultimate item, if you will, the second to last item. And this is a 16-inch MacBook Pro. If I were naming these machines, I would call it the 16-inch Mac Daddy Book Pro, because this is the top of the line MacBook Pro offering. I will tell you that we put all these details up on the screen. You see the 16-inch LED backlit display, the True Tone technology. You see 2.6 gigahertz, 16-core Intel Core i7. You see lots of important numbers up there. For anyone who knows anything about computers, you know that this is an amazing machine. For anyone who doesn't know anything about computers, you know that those numbers sound really fancy, and it's all well worth it. Again, this is a 16-inch MacBook Pro. This is live auction item number 9. I will tell you that we started the bidding on this a while ago, and we had bids coming in fast and furious. This one started, I think we started this at $1,500. We started at $1,000. What are we doing on that one, right? Because we got to $1,250 off a quick. Take me to that other screen. Can we get back to that one, or did you click out of it? We had a $1,000 bid. Carol Dwyer was in at $1,250. Richard Mess was a bidder. Thank you to Richard. Carol came back. Richard came back. Carol came back. Richard came back. Carol, Richard, Carol, Richard, Carol. Oh my goodness, they are duking it out. I wasn't sure when I was going up there if we were going to see other names, but this is just Richard and Carol Dwyer. Richard Mess and Carol Dwyer. We are now up to $5,000 on this machine. So we need, what are we going, $250 at a time here? We need $5,250. And whether it's anyone else, or let's not be silly, Carol, we're looking at you, right? We're looking at you. Because we need you to go $5,250 on this item and not let Richard get the best of you. You guys have been going at it since $1,000, $250 at a time, back and forth, back and forth. I have a feeling Carol might have said, you know what, $5,000 my limit. That's as far as I'm gonna go. I would ask you, for just $250 more than that, you can outdo Richard one more time. And if nothing else, you'll earn some more money for the Waterwell Trust. Best case scenario, you win the item, right? So I'm going to look for a $5,250 bidder out there. Anybody want to go one time? Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the clock. We got it. Carol Dwyer's in at $5,250. The snapping, right? The snapping. Use that bell. Let me hear the bell. Yeah, I love it, right? You got to know how much I love that bell. We're at $5,250 by Carol. Richard, are you going to come back now at $5,000? You may have heard me say this before when I was talking about Carol trying to outbid you, and now I'll say it to you trying to outbid Carol. Can you give me $250 more than our top bid? I now need a $5,500 bid, or Carol is going to walk away with this item. So we already put that 30-second counter on there. I got it. I remember I did it and then kind of skipped over it. But we're waiting for this one to close. Richard, you can either put in a new bid, or Carol, you can put in a top bid, and it will only bid you up if he bids against you at this point. Is there a $5,500 bidder out there one time before we wrap this one up? I'm waiting to see it close. Is there anybody in at $5,500 before we are all done? I'm waiting to see the screen. When it says closed, I will announce it. I will announce who our winner is. Anyone in at $5,000? $5,500 is what we need? No, we have a top bid of $5,250. We are sold to Carol Dwyer. My goodness, that was a heavyweight boxing match. Carol and Richard and Carol, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Both of you understand that if we have two bidders, it's an auction. If we have one bidder, it's a sale. So we got from $1,000 to $5,250 in support of the Waterwell Trust. Now, our final live auction package is our final getaway. We've had getaways in this auction. We had the trip to Sedona earlier. In our silent auction, we had an amazing trip to the Baseball Hall of Fame in upstate New York. But this is your Napa Valley luxury getaway for 2 people. Listen to all the amazing things in this package. This package, once again, comes to us courtesy of Guycon. And Guycon has donated the package. And again, a good friend of theirs, Gould's, says, you know what? We're going to throw in a $500 gift card to spend on anything that they want. So the trip is from Guycon. Gould's donated the Visa gift card, and I'll tell you exactly what this is. We're going to send you to Napa Valley 4 days and 3 nights. It is a weekday getaway at the Setting Inn. It is a luxury boutique hotel located in the heart of Napa Valley. You're going to have a private wine tasting of the Setting Wines, which is the winery that you're staying at. You're going to go to the Schramsberg Winery cave tour and tasting for 2. Every day they're going to deliver to your room continental breakfast, courtesy of the Thomas Keller Bouchon Bakery. You're also going to have an experience at the Culinary Institute of America. This package also includes, I'm running out of breath describing all the things in it. Somehow you're going to fit all this into 4 days and 3 nights because it includes 6 hours of chauffeured luxury sedan service. The company who provides this understand that the drivers are almost like tour guides themselves. They have knowledge of the area. They'll tell you about the different wineries and whatnot. They will take you wherever you want to go over those 6 hours. You can use it for some of the different experiences that we have included in this package. You can also set up your own winery tours. Whatever you so choose, you will have 6 hours uninterrupted of private luxury sedan service that will pick you up at your hotel, take you where you want to go, and bring you back to the hotel. This package also includes round-trip coach airfare for 2. It includes professional booking and concierge service. And I share that because I don't want anyone to think that they're going to have to call up and make the reservations and figure out where they're staying and tours. You're going to have a concierge that will take care of everything for you from the day you win this package to the day you take this trip. And you don't have to take it for 2 years. You've got plenty of time to go. It won't expire till this time in 2022. And of course, that Gould's $500 gift card. So we opened this up. Did it open at $2,500 or did we start earlier than that? Let's see if we can pull up our opening bid on that one. We opened it up at $1,750 by D. Davis. Mark Durham got in at $2,000. D. Davis came back at $2,250. So as I look down at my phone, I will be able to see, just as you all are able to see, what our current donation amount is at. So now we're going back and forth. We got some action here. D and Mark were going back and forth. Ryan Arnett got in. Mark Durham got in. Dan Story was in on the action. Jeff Williams got in at $3,250. Mark Durham came back at $3,500, and Ryan Arnett at $3,750. So Ryan Arnett is currently my top bidder at $3,750. We got a new bid here. Mark Durham is in at $4,000. I now need somebody to go $4,250. Is there a $4,250 bidder out there? Who's going to go? We got it. Jeff Williams in at $4,250. For those of you who said, you know what, I have X amount of dollars to spend this evening, this is our last live auction package before the bid from the heart. So now's the time to dig deep into those pockets. Think about all the dinners that you didn't get while at conference this year. Think about the airfare that you didn't buy to come to conference. We got a $4,250 bid by Jeff Williams. Who's going to come in? $4,500 from Mark Durham. Who's going to go $4,750? Is there a $4,750 bid? Anybody want to go? Is Jeff Williams going to come in? Is Ryan Arnett going to come back one time? I now need somebody at $4,750 before we close this one out. And folks, keep in the back of your mind the whole time we're trying for that $100,000 total. I have a feeling we're getting close to there between our silent auction, between the drawings, the prizes we've given away. Who's going to go one time here at $4,750 and help that Waterwell Trust cause? Is it Mark Durham, who's our top bidder at $4,500? Is it our underbidder, Jeff Williams, or Ryan Arnett at $3,750? Ryan Arnett is back at $4,750. How about that, right? Who's going to go $5,000? Is there a $5,000 bidder out there? Is Mark Durham going to do it? Is Mark going to come back one time at $5,000? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's in? I got Ryan Arnett. I got Mark Durham. I got Jeff Williams going back and forth. Mark Durham is in at $5,000. Who's going to go $4,250? Is there a $4,250 bid out there? Who's going to go? Anybody in at $5,250? What's amazing to me here is that right now, this amazing trip, this amazing package, airfare, amazing hotel, Visa gift card is selling for less than the computer sold for. We got the $5,250 bid from Richard Mest. He is back at $5,250. Richard, you were an early bidder in some of the other auction packages, but now you're back on this one. $5,250. Who's in at $5,500? Is there a $5,000? We got it. Mark Durham is in at $5,500. Who's going to go $5,750? Is there a donor at $5,750 one time? Anybody want to go? Who's in at $5,750 for the Waterwell Trust? Anybody at $5,750? We're going to put that counter on the clock right now. And don't put it on yet, Autumn. I will tell you, I'll remind you again that there is a feature on your phone. Can they do a max bid on live? No. So what I would encourage you to do is when you want to bid on a live auction item, put in the top bid that you're willing to spend on this item. Because when that clock shows up there, you don't want to get outbid at the last few seconds, right? So understand that Mark Durham is currently my top bidder at $5,500. Richard Mess was in at $5,250. Ryan Arnett at $4,750. Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on the clock right now. Mark Durham, right now, you're sitting pretty. You're going to Napa Valley at $5,500. But I have a feeling there's some people out there who are thinking to themselves, the setting in. I love the sound of the setting in. 4 days, 3 nights for 2 people. The wine tours, the private wine tasting, the cave tours, the daily breakfast, the Culinary Institute, the 6 hours of chauffeur private service, the airfare. There we got another one at $5,750. Richard Mess is back. Who's going to go 6? Is there a $6,000 bidder? We are waiting to see. We got somebody at 6. Mark Durham is back at 6. Who's going to go $6,250? Richard, are you going to get him one more time and go $6,250 on this package? Who's going to go $6,250? I'm waiting to see when that clock hits 0. When it says 00, this item will then be closed. We got just a few moments left. Who's in at $6,250 before we're all done? Anyone in? Mark Durham, currently my top bidder. Who's going to go one time at $6,250? Anybody in? No, we are closed with a top bid of $6,000 from Mark Durham. Thank you from the Waterwell Trust. That was a lot of fun, and I can tell you that there's a lot of tallying going on right now to see how close we're getting to the $100,000 mark to get this $1 million grant that is so important and a huge part of this event. Now, as we go into the next part of the program called the Bid from the Heart, I will tell you that during the Bid from the Heart, you don't get anything except the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart. Understand that during the Bid from the Heart, you're going to understand the mission of the Waterwell Trust if you don't already. We want you to hear it not from me. We want you to hear it from the people who have been most impacted by the work that the Trust is doing. There's a woman named Elizabeth Housey. And Elizabeth is one of the beneficiaries of a well from the Waterwell Trust. Now, we're going to let you hear her story, and you're going to hear it from a woman who affectionately calls Elizabeth Grandmama, right? It's her granddaughter who is so appreciative and thank you for what the Trust has done. Please meet Jackie Edwards.
First, I'd like to thank Waterwell Trust for helping my grandma. I can remember as a little girl staying with her along with my little sister while my mom was deployed in the military. And at first she didn't have any issues with her well, but later down the line, a few years, she started seeing that her well was running dry. Her and my uncles had to go to the store on a weekly basis and buy packs of waters, several of the 5-gallon jugs of water, and it was extremely difficult and a big inconvenience for her and them because, you know, they're working men and having to, you know, make sure that my grandma was straight or make sure she was good was a lot. It was extra work, unnecessary work rather, and really expensive. My grandmama had a guy that was working on her well. He came over and there was no resolution to the problem. So with the report that he had with her, he recommended Waterwell Trust. And so she contacted the company. They sent her an application in the mail and she filled it out, and she heard back within a couple of days and she was approved. And then a few weeks later, she ended up getting her well. I did overhear her on the phone with her friends because she was super excited about how fast it was, how easy the process was, and how friendly the staff was, professional, attentive, supportive, because she was telling her friends that they needed to get it. So I probably wasn't supposed to be listening, but I was. Now my grandma is living comfortably. She's happy. She has a peace of mind out of this world. The monthly payments that she has is next to nothing. She doesn't even worry about it. She's retired now, but it doesn't hinder her income at all. I'm happy she's happy. Thank you, Waterwell Trust.
Mother's story. We are happy we could provide her with what we believe everyone should have access to: safe water. I want to share another story with everyone watching. It's the story of a family in North Carolina and 14-year-old Jillian. Jillian was diagnosed with leukemia, and she was going through chemotherapy. The hospital suggested they have their water tested. It came back with E. coli. Jillian's immune system stays low, and it's unsafe for her to drink the water. Jillian's mother, Jennifer, contacted the Water Well Trust. She explained that Jillian was diagnosed with leukemia in 2019, had battled through chemotherapy, and was in remission. However, her cancer returned, and she was back in the fight. With the help of the trust, a new UV system was installed on their well. Jillian's mom also pointed out that they shared the well with a neighbor who is immune compromised and will eventually need a liver transplant. So 2 families benefited from the work of the Water Well Trust. This was a gift to Jillian and her family. These are special projects. So yes, we need to raise the $100,000 for our match for our $1 million USDA grant. But know that monies raised above and beyond this goal go to special projects like Jillian's, like the Salazars that many met at our fall fundraiser last year, like the people in Holly Ridge, that project that we took that as a case study when we were on Capitol Hill this spring. So please remember that above and beyond that 100,000, those monies will also be put to really good work. So please donate to the Bid from the Heart.
Margaret, I couldn't have put it better myself, right? Folks, you will see already on the screen the donations are coming in. I'm going to call out some dollar amounts, and as I call out those dollar amounts, we're going to encourage you to put those donations in your phone. And as they come in, we want to acknowledge and thank you for those donation levels. The way the Bid from the Heart works, though, is I'm going to start with some numbers that are a little bit high, and then we're going to work our way down. When we get to the dollar amount that you're comfortable making that contribution, making that donation, all you need to do is touch the buttons on your phone. They're already there for you on whatever device you're donating and bidding on throughout our program. Our goal tonight over the next 7 or 8 minutes is to raise $60,000, which will certainly catapult us all over that $100,000 mark. So we already had a $2,000 donation from Matt Servin, but what I want to do is I like to aim really high. We're going to start tonight's Bid from the Heart with an ask of $10,000. Is there a $10,000 donor out there who wants to kick off the Bid from the Heart and get us to that $60,000? I just saw the number grow. I'd love to see that. So we have a $10,000 donor. The Bill Mills Family Trust is in at $10,000. How about that, right? I love to see that. So Bill Mills, thank you so much for supporting this event as you do every year over and over. We got another one at $10,000. How about that? Mary Lincoln Johnson Trust at $10,000. Thank you so much. We are at $27,500 already. Are there other $10,000 donors who will help support this mission and this cause and get us to our $60,000 goal? Who's it? We got another one. Flowmatic is in at $10,000. Bo Anderson, thank you so much. Bo gave the PowerPoint presentation earlier during our pre-show and encouraged people to give. Anyone else at $10,000? Who will follow their lead? I will tell you that folks like Bill Mills and his family trust and Flowmatic and the Mary Lincoln Johnson Trust, they basically said, I want to give $10,000 to this mission. They didn't come to us ahead of time and say, I'll only give $10,000 if someone else will match me or if we can reach it. No, they believe in this mission to the tune of $10,000. Who will follow them? Who will follow their lead? Anyone else at $10,000? Where are my $5,000 donors? I will tell you at $5,000, you'll be able to help fund a shallow, complete new well in some parts of the country. An entire shallow well, $5,000, you can do it. So I know we had 5,000 from Jerry Duggan came in a little while ago. So Jerry and Tammy, thank you so much. And of course, that's from FlexCon Industries. So thank you at 5,000. Anyone else at $5,000? We're at 43,500 already. There's another one. I see that FlexCon showing up right there. So I think what we want to do, I think FlexCon and Jerry Duggan are probably the same. So let's go ahead and make sure one of those gets removed. We got DP Benson and Benson Pump at $5,000. How about that, right? I will tell you that, believe me, I see what's happening over here. I see we're about to creep over that 60,000 mark, but I don't care at this point, right? We got a lot more work to do. We're still at the $5,000 level. I want to see if there's other 5,000. Does that say Shelly Hicks at 5,000? Shelly Hicks is at 5,000. Travis Bradley is in at 5,000. The donations continue to roll in. We got lots coming in, right? And I know some of these other donors, we will get to you, we will call you out earlier. Right now, we're doing $5,000 donors at 10,000. So to Travis, Bradley, and Shelly Hicks, thank you. DP Penson and Benson Pump, thank you. All $5,000 donors. Jerry Duggan, again, with FlexCon Industries, you're in at 5,000. Anyone else at that $5,000 level? Where are my donors at $2,500? At $2,500, as you all know, because you all are in the industry, you'll fund pump repairs and some places replacements when needed. Who's in at $2,500? Where are my donors at $2,500? Remember, all the buttons are right there on your phone. They're right on the screen that you've been bidding and donating from all evening. Who's in at $2,500? Dave Rutz is in at $2,500. Dave, thank you so much. Headwater Corporations, Headwater Companies is in at $2,500. Thank you for that. Who else at $2,500? Who will join Dave Rutz? Who will join Headwater Companies at $2,500? Anyone else at $2,500? We're creeping up to that $60,000, and I'd love to see it, but we're still at the $2,500 level. Think about how much more we're going to go. Anyone else at $2,500? Anyone get outbid on an item and think to themselves, oh, I got a little extra money laying around. I can make this contribution now. I can make this donation. Who else at $2,500? Is that Brent Anthony? Is that what I see there at $2,500? Brent Anthony, thank you so much at $2,500. Mark Durham also got in at $2,500. Thank you so much. Mark, thank you for all you do for Waterwell Trust every year at this event. Anyone else at $2,500? Again, I see what's going on the screen next to me. I understand we've reached our goal, but we got more work to do. Anyone else at $2,500? I'm looking for other donors at $2,500 before we move on. Anyone else at $2,500? All right, we're going to move to the next level. At this next level, you in essence can replace a tank. Again, they gave me some very basic descriptions here. And to all of you in the industry that are watching, for about $1,000, we're going to replace a tank. So who are my donors at $1,000? Who's in at $1,000 for the Waterwell Trust? I'm going to look up here at the screen. I'm going to wait and see if names show up. We're at $66,000 total. We may get close to the $100,000 in the Bid from the Heart alone. There it is. Glenn Jandernoa is in at $1,000. Thank you, Glenn, with Valley Farm Supply, made in honor of Bill and Jean Mills. Thank you for your contribution this evening. Anyone else at a $1,000 donation from the Chalmers Family Fund? Burnett, thank you for making that contribution. Burnett, again, with Milby Company. Thank you, Burnett Chalmers. Anyone else at the $1,000 level? We're at $69,000. Another $1,000 donation. It puts us right over the top. It puts us right to $70,000. Who's going to help us get there? Anyone at $1,000? When we're in person, you just raise that bidder paddle up in the air. Today and tonight, I'm just asking you to hit the $1,000 button on your phone. Anyone else at $1,000 before we move on? Wind Evans is in at $1,000. Thank you so much for that one. Do I see Jody McKinley up there again? Did we miss that one at $2,500? Jody McKinley, who, again, I apologize. Jody is a man, and I will call him out specifically now. So Jody, thank you so much for your $2,500 donation. I apologize for the mistake, and thank you for your donation here this evening. Anyone else at $1,000 or $2,500 or $5,000 or above? Now's the time to put it in. Anybody else at $1,000 or $2,500? The last three at $1,000 were Glenn Jandernoa, Wind and Ann Evans, the Chalmers Family Foundation. Anybody else at $1,000? We're at $69,000, and we're going to move on to the next level before I'll take one more look at this screen over here. Anybody else? All right, we will go to the next level. The next level is the $500 level, which you'll fund the filtration and the chlorination of the water well pump. Anyone else Want to kick us off at 500. So what I'd like to do here actually, Autumn, can we go to the other screen and sort by dollar amount? Because I know there's other 500s that have come in. And then we're going to do our best to acknowledge these 500s. Is there 3 of them there? Is that what I see? Right. So it starts with Ryan Arnett, Richard Mest, and Steven Anderson, all in at 500. Is that correct? So yeah, let's give them a round of applause, right? Even though they didn't follow my instructions and wait for my $500 ask, we'll take it anyway. Thank you so much to all 3 of you. We're up to $70,500 because we got more $500 donations. Ryan Arnett is in at another 500. Does that say Dieter Sauer? Dieter Sauer is a $1,000 donor. How about that, right? We're at $70,500. Folks, I will tell you, we're going to have a master announcement at the end of the program. But I have a feeling we're going to tell you that we've raised more than $100,000. It's coming, right? This is going to be so exciting. Anyone else? Make that a little bigger for me. Does it say Brian Irwin? Is that Brian Irwin at $500? How about that, Brian? Thank you so much. Carol Dwyer is a $500 donor. Thank you to Carol. Anyone else at 500? We'll keep moving along and see if there's any other levels. Anyone else at $500 that will get us to $72,000 or $72,500? Anyone else at $500? You see the names scrolling on the screen next to me, Mark Durham and Dave Rutz and Brent Anthony, thank you. Mr. Jody McKinley, thank you. Glenn Jander Noah, thank you. Wind Evans, folks, all of these huge supporters, and you all know the companies that they represent, and understand that oftentimes it is a personal donation, sometimes it's a company donation, but either way it supports the cause that is the Waterwell Trust. Let's go on to the $250 level. At the $250 level, a water test. We got to check the water, got to know if the water well is working, got to know if it's clean. Where are my donors at $250? I should ask you, those of you who haven't had a chance to donate tonight, haven't had a chance, whether it's been in the auction, you haven't had a chance to buy one of our Nike shirts that could win you $1,000, all those opportunities we've given you throughout the nights, is that $250 or is that $2,500? Can you help me with that one? $2,500 from Buzz Mills. How about that, right? Another one. I mean, listen, we love the donation, but Buzz, where you been, right? That was 10 minutes ago, right? We'll take it. We are at $74,000. Anyone at $250 or higher? I'll look at the screen right here, and I will tell you, if we don't get 250s, I'm all good, because if we're all spent at the $500 and the $1,000 level, I understand that as well. Anyone else at the $250 level? All right. We have one more level we're going to call, and it's the $100 level. And at the $100 level, we're going to play a little game. And for those of you, we have another one there. Jody McKinley in at $2,500. So let me make sure. So you're saying that he now has done a total of $5,000, yes? Jody, thank you for your $5,000 total donation, right? We are at $77,000. Michael Pimentel is in at $500. Thank you to Michael for that one right there. $77,500 we're creeping up on. At the $100 level, which is the last level we're going to call, we like to play a game. And this game is very simple. We're going to take lots of donations over the next few moments here. You're going to bid $100 or higher. You have to bid at least $100 to play this game. The prize in this game, you know, it's funny. Every year, Steve Anderson from Merrill comes up with a good prize for this game. I can tell you that it's kind of been hinted to me that, listen, Steve will do something, we'll just make it good. So how about this? Steve, what you're going to do is a $500 Amazon gift card, which will allow people to buy anything they want on Amazon, which in essence means they can buy anything they want, right? For $500, courtesy of Merrill Manufacturing. It's going to go very simply to the person who gives at least $100 last, right? So understand how this game works. You can bid that $100 as many times as you want. You can bid more than $100. But the last person to give 100 is going to win this $500 Amazon gift card. It's going to work just like our auction items did, where I'm going to put a 30-second counter on it. And when that 30-second counter hits 0, you won't be able to donate anymore. So I got a $500 Amazon gift card. Is anybody going to give me $100 to get this part of the program running? Is there a $100 donor out there to get it rolling? I'll put the 30-second counter on it real quick if we have to, if nobody's playing my game. I know we've raised $77,000, and that's amazing, but now I've got something more to give away to you, and I want to see who wants to play for $100. So it's going to happen quick, because you can hit that $100 donation button as many times as you want. If no one hits it, we just got $100. So Jerry Duggan wants to play my game for $100. Jerry, thank you so much. So right now, if it would say closed, Jerry's going to get a $500 Amazon gift card for $100. You can hit that $100 button as many times as you want. Every time you hit it, it's a $100 donation. Let's go ahead and put that 30-second counter on it right now, which means you have got to put in those donations quick. Don't rely on your Wi-Fi. Don't rely on your cell phone signal. Get in those donations if you can. Jerry Duggan, right now, for your $100 donation, Michael Pimentel is in at $100. So now Jerry and Michael are going back and forth at it. Is Jerry going to come back with another $100 and try to win this prize? So Jerry got in at 100. Michael was in at 100. Who else at 100? We're at $77,200. We're going to wait and see when that 30 seconds is up. Am I correct? This 30 seconds does not show up on the phone, though, right? All right, so the 30 seconds is only here in the studio. So it's not going to show up on your phone. So let's do this. Let's give them a few extra seconds. Hold on, because I didn't make that clear. We're going to give you another 15 seconds or so, because I want to make it clear that you have to bid on your phone, and the timer does not show up on your phone. We're keeping it here in the studio. So 15 more seconds. We're going to see if anybody else gets in. Jerry was in at 100, Michael's in at 100, and then we're going to close it out, and Michael could get this $500 Amazon gift card for Steven Anderson is in at $100. He got in just under the bell. We're going to see if anybody else wants in. So Jerry did 100, Michael did 100, Steven did 100. Every time you hit that $100 button, it's a $100 donation. Anybody else want to get in before we're all wrapping it up, or Steve Anderson is going to be our final winner? Steve Anderson is going to take it. I'm waiting to hear the bell. Anybody else? All right, so we are closed. I'm going to refresh the screen one more time. Was Steve Anderson our last one? No, we got a few there at the end. Wind Evans tried to get in with his 100. Shelly Hicks tried to get in with her 100. But the last one, guess what? Jerry Duggan. He wins the $500 Amazon gift card. But more importantly, what we just did, look at this screen right here. We just raised in the Bid from the Heart alone $77,800. That is awesome. Now, as they work feverishly to give you your total to find out if we made our $100,000, sit tight, because we got a little bit of housekeeping to take care of here. First, we've got 2 prizes to give away. Quite frankly, I skipped over one of our door prizes earlier in the program. We do have a $50 gift card. We have 2 of them to give away because I skipped over one. The first $50 gift card, which should have been given away early in the program, goes to? I got you too quick there, didn't I? Richard Mess gets it at $50. And let's go ahead and pull our third one as well right now. Terry Barrows wins a $50 Visa gift card. So to Terry and to Richard and to our winner of our first door prize early in the program, you did nothing tonight to win that except register. So thank you for registering and supporting the trust. Now, what I'm going to do now is tell you that our goal tonight in the Bid from the Heart, the silent auction, the live auction, and the Milby Company sponsored donation request, our goal was to raise $100,000. Yes, we raised more than $90,000, you know that. We raised more than $100,000, which means we get our $1 million goal, but I want to do a huge celebrating because we raised more than $110,000. We raised more than $120,000. We raised more than $130,000. We raised more than $140,000. We raised more than $150,000. Our grand total tonight is $151,250. How about that? I love it, and certainly thank you for all that you have done to support the Waterwell Trust. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you, nobody wants more than to be back in person when we get a chance to do this again next year for the 13th annual Waterwell Trust auction, which will be my 8th year working with the organization. But I will tell you, in these trying times, when we had to come together as a community, a Waterwell community, we did just that. We got together tonight and raised over $150,000, which triggers a match that is unheard of for this organization in the past of $1 million. So thank you so much for helping support this organization. My name is Jason Alpert. Thank you for joining us, but it is not for me to sign off and do the thank yous. The thank you should come most from those who get a chance to work with you all to support the families, to build those water wells. We're going to turn it over to a few members of the Water Systems Council and the Waterwell Trust to say goodnight. Have a great night, everybody.
The staff of the Waterwell Trust, along with Aaron Kaufman of Water Systems Council, would like to extend a really big thank you to all who participated in the 12th annual Waterwell Trust auction.
You're changing lives with your donations.
And we are working towards the goal that one day all Americans will have access to safe and sustainable water in their homes.
So thank you to the Water Systems Council members that have supported the Water Well Trust for so many years. And thank you to our guests tonight who have contributed for the very first time.
Know that the Water Well Trust is going to be very busy drilling and or rehabilitating at least 80 wells throughout the United States over the next year, with the funds raised tonight and the $1 million grant from USDA. Water is freedom, independence, and riches for our clients, so they certainly thank you also. Good night, everyone.
Bye.